Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Favi, and welcome to Arrows DIY. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this garden truck planter. Perfect for summer. This is part of the Summer DIY Challenge hosted by Heidi Sonboul over at Heidi Sonboul DIY. Be sure to check out the playlist right after you're done with this video. I'll leave the link to Heidi's channel as well as the playlist in the description box below. If you would like to make your own garden truck planter, stick around and I'll show you how. Now let's get started. On the Kirkland's website, I saw this blue solar lighted metal garden truck and I thought it was adorable. If you've checked out my other videos, you know that I've been bitten by the truck bug and I wanted this adorable little truck in my garden as well. So that price tag was not gonna happen. And we're gonna make it from the Dollar Tree items, as always on my channel. So you're gonna start off by picking up 8 of these garden flag poles. Once you bring them home, go ahead, take the tags off, and we're gonna grab 2 of those poles and lay them facing each other. Then once we have those 2 down, we're going to place 2 more on the other side in the same arrangement. Then we're going to secure everything using these nylon cable ties. As for the setting and everything, we were doing renovations at the time and my craft space was not yet set up. So this is the only space I had to work with, a project so big. So I'm showing you some pictures here so you get an idea of where you should put the zip ties. Do the same thing for the other 4 metal flagpoles. Now we're gonna take this dish drainer, also from the Dollar Tree, and I thought it was cool because it kind of looks like the grills of the front of the truck. So I was super happy when I found this. And you're just gonna rip off that bottom portion where you would put your utensils to dry. You're gonna rip that off and we're gonna go ahead and attach them using these nylon. So grabbing one of the sides of our truck, we're going to hold it in place and attach this dish drainer to the one side of it into the left side of the dish drainer and have those little hooks stick out. Then we're going to use these cable ties, or zip ties as I call them, and we're going to secure them in place. Once you have one side secure, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side of the dish drainer. So once you're done, it should look like this. Now we're going to set that aside and we're going to use these trellises. For this, you're going to need 5 trellises. So we're going to take 2 of those trellises and we're going to place them like so, overlapping in that bottom section with the scallop tops facing outward. Then we're going to use these cable ties and attach them together, here, 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 and here. So once you've attached all of the overlapping pieces, we're going to cut the zip ties off and then we're going to lay this inside of our structure. This is going to serve as the bed of the truck. Once you placed it inside, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bend those curly corners downward and secure those with zip ties as well. Pushing those pieces inward helps the truck stay closed while we finish building the frame. I would recommend buying about 5 packs of zip ties because we use a lot of zip ties in this DIY, if you haven't already noticed. So once you have all of them secure, we're going to move on to the next step. Now, our structure is not stable yet because there isn't anything holding the end of the truck together yet. So you'll notice that your structure will still be wobbly and some of the zip ties might slide out. They don't slide out anymore once everything is built and assembled, but at the beginning it is a little awkward to work with. Now we're going to take this trellis and we're going to bend it to make kind of a J shape. So you're going to fold the sides in as well as the front, the scallop top of it. We're going to fold that around. And this will be the nose of the truck. Then we're going to take that top part of the trellis that we curved down and we're going to stick it into the dish drainer. We're going to attach the scallop top of the trellis and we're going to zip tie it to the inside of the drainer. I also use zip ties, but don't pull them all the way to hold certain pieces in place. Now you are going to have to use some common sense. If you feel that something is not being held securely, you're going to have to go in with more zip ties and add zip ties where you feel they are needed. Now we're going to take these pointy bottom pieces of the trellis and we're going to wrap them around the structure of our truck. That way it doesn't shift anymore. Now this is the part where it starts looking more like a truck. Now I got this little crate at the Dollar Tree and this is gonna give us a lot of support for the back of the truck. This is also where we're going to be, this is also where we're, oh my goodness. This is also where we are going to be putting our flowers. Now we're trying to make the cabin of the truck. So we're gonna take a trellis and we're gonna fold it right in the middle. Then we're going to fold all of the pieces on top in on itself. Then we're going to take the last trellis piece and we're going to fold this like so. And we're going to connect them just to make it a stable structure, securing them with zip ties. So the top part of the trellis here, we're actually gonna remove these little legs, these little sticks that stick out of the bottom of the trellis. We don't need that piece, so we're just gonna rip those off, and then we're just gonna keep folding the trellis in on itself. That way, all these layers of wire provide more structure. So now I'm gonna give you a closer look at the structure that we've just made. And it just shows you the position of all of the zip ties and the position of all of the pieces here. Now this is a metal truck, so we're working with Dollar Tree things here. So the only thing I found at Dollar Tree that is metal and pliable are these oven roasters. So we're going to be using baking sheets, cookie sheets, and basically we're going to cut them and mold them to the shape. So as you can see, I use cookie sheets for the back of the cabin. I use cookie sheets all along the side of the truck. It's very important to use high quality adhesive for this project. I used Gorilla Hot Glue sticks in my hot glue gun and high temperature setting. And I also used E6000. Something else that's hot is my hair is a hot mess. So did you peep that? This girl, get it together. So as you're attaching the cookie sheets together, you do want to flatten the ends just so there's enough surface area for the adhesive to adhere the two pieces together. This structure was very interesting to make. As you can see here, I just cut a zip tie. Now I cut little holes on the top rim of the cookie sheets, not disturbing the seam on top. That seam on top is very strong and sturdy, and we don't want to mess with that. So I put little holes along the top there and I attached it to the metal structure using zip ties. I do this later. I did lose some footage, so I'm trying to explain what I did. But hopefully you can see and get an idea of how this was made. Now my little helper is here. He is so excited about this truck. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited about it too. This was a lot of fun to make. So I ended up cutting out the top part of the oven roaster, that round bit. I ended up cutting that and pleating it just to make it more round and to help it fall flat against the truck. Top piece I ended up making smaller. I fold over the raw edge to make kind of like a seam, and I hot glue that down. I do advise adding E6000 between all of these metal pieces because some of the pieces I forgot to add E6000 and they did detach later. But the pieces with the E6000 did not detach. They are strong, very stable. So I would recommend adding E6000 between all of your pieces. That way there's no problem when this truck hits the elements. Now I'm just gonna let you watch a little bit of what I did. Make the sides of the cabin. For all of the other pieces in the cabin, I just used cookie sheets. For the top part of the cabin, I used a rectangle baking pan. So now we're gonna work on the wheels. To make the wheels, I bought 2 of the detachable 3D wire wreath forms. They come with the 3 pieces that are detached. So I used one of those pieces and I attached the same zip ties, cable ties that we used earlier, and I've put 8 of them all around this wreath form. It was broken, but that was quickly remedied with E6000. Now I'm using hot glue and these little wooden die cut pieces to just sandwich all of those points from the zip ties in the center there. And I'm using that silver part that you're supposed to use to make the sphere. I'm using that silver piece as the middle of the wheel. So once we have the wheels built, now we can make the hubcaps for them. So I'm just going to use this rectangular baking pan and I'm going to cut it in half lengthwise, and now I'm going to fold the raw edge inward just to make it more smooth. I also extend the baking pan so that it fits the wheel, and then I put the wheel in. So then I secure the hubcap with hot glue and E6000 and we're good to go. I attach the wheels to the truck by zip tying them to the frame at the bottom. After, I spray paint the entire truck. To spray paint, I used Rust-Oleum's Camouflage 2x color in the color khaki, and I spray the entire truck first. Then I take Rust-Oleum's Satin in the color Satin Seaside, and I accent the edges of the truck. Now these are little cups that I bought at the Dollar Tree. They come in a 4-pack. They're little clear bowls, and I just spray painted the same color that I spray painted the truck. And then I use my wood burning tool to cut a circle out so that I can put these solar lights inside for our garden truck. I also purchased the solar lights at Dollar Tree. Feel free to spray paint your truck whichever color you like. And there you have it. We're all done. So this project cost about, I'd say $30. I'd say that's a win in any book. What do you think? Was this ridiculous? Or was this amazing? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Make sure to hit that bell, and YouTube will let you know every time I post a video. That way you don't miss one thing I make in this house. Alright, the time has come. It's time to say goodbye. I know I hate this part, but until next time, friends. Bye!